more info on the release date of No Man's Sky and a No Man's Sky inspired band here on Cobra TV. So in a previous video I did, I contacted Sony customer support and asked them if we were going to have No Man's Sky as a digital and a physical release, and they answered both. But that video inspired some other subscribers to do the same thing and ask their own questions. A YouTuber by the name of Psychocraft decided to contact Sony customer support and ask them about the release date. Now, I know that's quite of an ambitious quest there, but he did make a little bit of progress. A woman by the name of Roxana there at Sony customer support decided to help him, and he asked, I was wondering if Sony has info on the release window of the game No Man's Sky. Roxana replies, yes, we do have information for that game, but I'm not allowed to release it to customers quite yet. I have found, however, that the developers are going to provide an announcement for the release window shortly. Now take this information however you want to. It sounds to me that Sony knows that Hello Games is going to announce whatever the release date is very shortly. You know, these people are representing Sony, the corporation. You know, this is a business. It's not just a simple forum that Psychocraft talked to. These people are representing a multi-billion, multi-trillion, who knows, dollar company. So they're not going to give out false information. So I'm looking at this as maybe pretty much set in stone that we're going to get that information soon, hopefully. And Bookshelf Gaming decided to see just how truthful some of these answers are and decided to ask them the same question that I did to see if we would get the same answer. And he asked him if No Man's Sky was going to be a digital or physical release. And a woman by the name of Carla answered him by saying, it is planned for both, but please keep posted in our blog for further information. And that is around about the same exact answer that I got when I asked Sony customer support. So judging by the fact that we got the same answer from about the same question from Sony customer support, I'm thinking that maybe, just maybe, the one from Psychocraft is pretty solid as well. I wanted to take this time and truly thank every one of you for everything you've done for this channel and the fact that we've built such a great community here, and I love every one of you. And with the sudden rush of comments, I am replying to every one of you. But please bear with me. It may take me a while to respond to everybody, but I'm still trying to stay true to that and respond to every one of you. You guys know that I reach out to you guys. I talk to you on Skype. I talk to you on Twitter, on Facebook, and my messaging. We talk to each other on the Facebook No Man's Sky group. It's amazing to me to be able to make a video and then meet all of you awesome people. I love it. I love it so much. And I wanted to take the time to take some of the subscribers out there. You guys are all amazing. You guys have talent. Some of you are writers, some of you are artists, and some of you are musicians. And today we're going to be talking to a No Man's Sky inspired band that has just blew my mind with some of their music. Not to mention the fact that they even got retweeted by Hello Games. But first, I want to tell you guys that the No Man's Sky group, the admins, we are working on a big, giant No Man's Sky website that all of us, it's designed for people who play No Man's Sky. It's designed for lack of a better term, explorers. So you can sign up to this website and you'll have your own blog you can post about everything that's happening to you in No Man's Sky. There's pictures that you can post on there. It's kind of like a captain's log, you know, if you've ever watched Star Trek, but it's really wonderful. I'm going to try to get the person who's responsible for building this website on this show so he can tell you more about it than I can. Also, I really want to showcase a lot of you guys' fan art for No Man's Sky. If you have anything that you've made that's fan art for No Man's Sky, add me on Facebook or add me on Twitter and send it to me, and I'll showcase it in the show. Also, if you have any Cobra TV art that you would like to make and send in, I'll put that on there too. When No Man's Sky does come out, my first hour, my first moments in No Man's Sky, the day that I was born, the planet that I was born on, all my experiences, that will be uploaded on YouTube. After that, there's going to be a long-running weekly or maybe even twice a week show that I'm going to be posting on, and I've got big plans for how it's going to turn out, and I'm really excited for it. So please stay tuned for that. Also, when No Man's Sky does come out, Sean Murray stated that he's going to be doing updates for the game. So the No Man's Sky news will not stop once the game's released. There is still a lot more to come to No Man's Sky, so make sure you stay tuned for that. But again, here's this amazing band that I listen to. I know the news is really short, so I do apologize for that, but I really wanted to focus on how much I love and care every one of you. Please do not forget to send me your No Man's Sky fan art. I'm really excited about this. Okay, so the other night I was listening to 65 Days of Static, which is a great band. I know that a lot of people that are into No Man's Sky definitely love. And I stumbled upon another band. The name of their band is quite weird. I was almost hesitant to click on it, but I did, and I was just like, wow. I could not believe what I was hearing. And the band's name is called Christlight. And with me today is Jordan Harrison, who is speaking on behalf of Christlight, and he's the person who got everything all together, and the music that they produce is just lovely. I mean, it's if you like 65 Days of Static and you like No Man's Sky, you are definitely going to fall in love with this music like I did. Why don't we kick things off and go ahead and talk to Jordan here. So how many members do you have in your band?
Right now there's 3. It's Justin, Christopher, and myself. Justin is he's like my best friend. He's the guy behind most of our piano and guitar work in our songs so far, and we have a lot of common, so it makes it really easy to create music with him. I love that guy. We're like brothers. So
that's awesome.
Yeah,
it's great to have that kind of connection with somebody.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially if you're making music with each other.
Yeah, it keeps things very smooth. I like it. Yeah. We recently just invited Christopher into the family, and he's going to be singing in a lot of our future songs. He's got just an amazing voice, so
I would definitely
really excited. Really excited to have him on the team. For all the songs that are out right now, I'm the one who mixed and mastered everything. I've created all the drum loops, and most of the synth work that you hear is brought into our music by myself as well. We all have things that we implement into Christlight, and I love that. I think it would be a little bit difficult if we were all equally good at the same things, because then we might all have like different ideas for the same things, I guess I could say, and that might cause a lot of arguments about what we should have in our songs.
So each and every one of you have different inspirations as far as musical genres.
Yeah, something like that. Like we all just have like different ideas for the songs and things that we can implement, but that keeps things really smooth, and that's nice, so we're not all like converging, I guess. going in directions with how we want a certain song to sound. But like, we do have our times when we disagree with each other on certain things. Everyone working together smoothly 100% of the time isn't something that's normal in a band, or in any case really, but it is nice when you have it.
Yeah, definitely. So one of the questions I'm really eager to ask you is, has No Man's Sky inspired your music, or was your music prior to No Man's Sky?
Music was actually prior to No Man's Sky, but No Man's Sky is definitely, ever since I, discovered it back in June, like, I've just been really inspired by the way the game looks, for one, and also 65 Days of Static has some really great music that I use to draw inspiration for some Christlight songs.
Right.
And I don't just do that with 65. I do that with different other songs, different artists and bands that all have inspiration, or that all inspire me. But I began to make, a couple of years ago actually, I began to take interest in the process of making music after being a part of a class back in, like a music class back in junior high.
Are you writing music now?
Yes, I am.
Is that music inspired by No Man's Sky?
One of the songs I'm working on right now is actually called, it's called Worlds Built in the Sky. I might change the name in the future, but...
So the song that's playing in the background now, this one is inspired by No Man's Sky, correct?
Yes, it is. It's called Worlds Built in the Sky. And I actually just made that a couple days ago. I was up all night just recording all of that. And there's actually a thing where I took a little break from it, a couple hours, and all of the stuff, or a majority of the stuff that I did in that song just completely disappeared from my hard drive.
Oh.
So I had a temper tantrum there, and but I found bits and pieces of it, so actually it was re-recorded. Definitely what's playing right now is not the final version. But
okay, all right. So are you guys local to each other, or are you doing this over the internet with each other?
That's funny because we started locally, me and Justin and I. And I live in Las Vegas, and he lived here too. And he actually had to move to Washington just after we had started Christlight. It was pretty unexpected, but he had to hop out. And so right now we're actually miles apart, and that's actually the inspiration for the single "Miles Apart," if anyone was wondering. But
that's awesome.
So, and then Christopher, this is really funny. Christopher actually lives in Virginia, and so he contacted me on Instagram and was just like, I really love your stuff, and he showed me all of his gear and all that. And he sent me a demo of his voice, and I was like, dude, you are amazing. Why don't you, you have such an amazing voice. Why aren't you doing anything with your music? You're just creating it for nobody to hear. And so he decided that he would join Christlight, because we had been thinking about, maybe trying to have some vocals in the songs, but nothing from ourselves. Maybe it would be from an artist outside of Christlight, so a featuring artist. But
well, that's good. It sounds like you guys got, even though you're so far apart, it sounds like you guys have a really good working relationship with each other.
Yeah, that's really cool though. It just goes to show that thanks to technology and the internet now, you can make music happen, even with someone who's so far away from you.
Yeah, and it's just funny how you meet people too. Bookshelf here, he's far away from where I'm at, but yet we still have this great working relationship with each other, and I'm really happy that I met him. But
I'm excited that's a thing now on the internet.
Exactly, it brings the world so much closer.
Yeah.
Bookshelf, do you have any questions you'd like to ask him?
Well, how much do you actually think that 65 Days of Static has impacted your music style? Like, how much have they influenced the new stuff that you guys are making?
Mainly, they're in the beginning of Worlds Built in the Sky. You're gonna hear like this this kind of like, I can't even describe how it sounds. It's almost like a guitar.
I don't, it's so weird that some of your music, I don't know if you knew 65 Days of Static before No Man's Sky, but a lot of your music does sound inspired by them. And I tell you what, I was listening to your music and watching a couple trailers of No Man's Sky on mute, and it fits perfectly.
I did the same thing.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And that's awesome.
Yes, yeah. And you were mentioning that you had a big dream and big plans. So why don't you tell everybody about the future of your band and your project and what you hope the outcome would be?
Right. So our plans for the future, one of our biggest goals right now is to create a soundtrack record for No Man's Sky, like a whole album of our songs for No Man's Sky. And that's like a really ambitious dream that we have, because we're not really known. Like, we just started and like nobody really knows who we are. But I think that's the same way that Hello Games was. Nobody really knew who they are, but they have the ambition to just like go out and create this huge game that's like so it's ambitious.
Yeah. Are you talking about music for the game, or are you talking about just like a soundtrack just endorsed by Hello Games?
We want to make music for the game, and like that's that will be included into the game when you play it. When you put the disc in and you play the game, you're gonna hear, you might just hear one of the songs from the album that we want to create.
Although I, in my personal opinion, I think you're more than good enough to achieve that goal. But at the same time, that's just a really hard goal, especially since they've already got a contract with 65 Days of Static.
Yeah.
Really difficult.
That's something I thought about. I'm like, well, what if like they can't take me, or they don't, or they can't take us and they don't really want to? Then what I've concluded is that even if they don't want to put me or put Christ-like music into their game, or they can't, I'm not going to let that stop me from No Man's Sky inspiring me. And I'd still like to put out an album for the game, and whether it's in the game or not, it's still there, and it's still dedicated to No Man's Sky.
Right. I tell you that, if I was in a music store and I came across a CD and it was titled Christ-like as something No Man's Sky, I would purchase it right away.
Yeah, especially if you had heard of No Man's Sky.
Exactly.
So another way that No Man's Sky like has inspired a lot of our music, or our upcoming music, I should say, is that like I'm a huge space fan, and I always like fantasize about what it would be like to explore space. And so just the fact that No Man's Sky is a game set in just the fact that No Man's Sky is a game set in an infinite universe, open for exploration, is enough for me to be inspired. Like, just that alone is just mind-blowing to me, because I've always wanted something like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
And the guys over at Hello Games plays a big part in like any kind of inspiration that I have. They're like this little development company that practically no one has really ever heard of, and they're setting out to make this like mind-blowing game that no one has ever seen before. And that's a lot like Christ-like, because we're this small little project that no one knows about.
Yeah.
And we want to create a soundtrack for the game. Yeah, we do ambient. What's cool about Christlight is it's inspired by multiple different genres, like electronic and rock and ambient, like easy listening stuff. So there's all these different genres of music that are kind of like thrown into Christlight, because we don't want to confine ourselves to just one genre.
You know, even if you don't get the chance to do the soundtrack for the game specifically, like in-game,
Yeah.
I would love to see like a No Man's Sky soundtrack, like a CD that I can actually buy.
Yeah, like even if it doesn't get into the game, it's still going to be for the game, and whether it didn't make it or not, I guarantee Sean Murray is going to see it, because if he's looking out, if he's looking at if he just were to search No Man's Sky music, right?
Yeah.
He'd come up, that our album would come up, and he'd see it eventually, and he'd be like, "What?"
You gotta tweet it at him too. Don't forget about that.
Yeah, I won't. He's definitely gonna notice it either way, whether it gets in the game or not. He's gonna notice it, because it's gonna be something that's too big not to notice, I guess.
Yeah,
Exactly.
You have a great mindset too. I really like it.
Thank you, man.
Definitely.
You have that kind of mindset of, you know what? If it doesn't work out, I'm still gonna do it, and I really admire that.
Is your music free to download and just put on your MP3, or do you sell it somewhere?
Yeah, right now it's completely free. You can just, go on SoundCloud, and there's a download button open to anyone. Just download the song and, do what you will. If you want to use it for videos, I would appreciate, just some recognition.
Definitely. Yeah, that's a must.
Yeah, that's, like, you can't do that. You can't not do that. But so yeah, my music's up for download. Yeah, I think when we put out a full album, we will eventually put it up on iTunes if you want to buy it. But we're always going to leave the option for people to get it for free on SoundCloud. So
that is amazing.
So if you want to support us, you could buy the song, or if you really can't do that, then you can just download it if you still like it, for free.
Awesome, and I would definitely support you. So whenever you get your album up on SoundCloud, let me know.
Yeah, right now.
I mean iTunes.
Yeah. Right now we have a artist signal page, and that page is basically like this really cool thing where there's a couple thousand artists who go on there, and they put up their music, and then there's people that vote for them through Facebook or through their own artist signal account. Whoever's the number one artist at the end of the month gets like $10,000 cash.
Oh, wow.
Or, they get $10,000 and to help them in their music. But what's cool about that is everybody gets some sort of payment. Like, everybody gets paid. So that the number one artist will get $10,000, and then like a certain percentage of like I think it's the leftovers or something. I'm not exactly sure, but will be dispersed throughout all the other artists. And but if you vote for Christlight on Artist Signal, we actually get a little bit of money, and it's completely free. You don't have to pay anything. You just click a button. That's it. Cool. So that's one way that you could support us.
Definitely. Anybody that's listening, if you like this music, definitely go on over there and vote them up. Let's try and help them out.
Yeah, we really appreciate that. That would just, like, that's humbling right there. Like, I couldn't ask for more. There's a SoundCloud page for Christlight, and from there you can find our links to like all of our other pages, like Facebook, YouTube, and then there's also links to my personal Twitter and Instagram accounts there, if you're interested. And I also just created a Tumblr blog for anyone who is just like wants to get to know me a little bit more. Gotcha. Open there, and I kind of just talk about whatever's on my mind, music and different things. So yeah.
Thank you all for listening. I love you so much. I'll catch you in the next video. Until next time.